Morning. I have been asked to talk a little bit about being present and being mindful of basically your quest for fitness, the benefits of being present and mindfulness. And the one thing that I can honestly share with you, in over several years of working with clients, those that are very meticulous and have very specific, dedicated goals to their health and wellness, they shut out all of the clutter. And the clutter is the distractions and all of that takes place over the course of several months or years that you become accustomed to. So if you're used to doing like work in the kitchen, you're cooking something and you have your telephone going off, you've got the TV in the background noise going off, you have kids in and out of the kitchen asking you questions. Maybe your husband comes in or something, your significant other. And all of a sudden, this thing that you were making, you forget where you're at in the process because you've had so many disruptions. It happens all the time. If you've ever been a passenger in a car, watch people when they drive. You've got one task: driving, being safe. They could be eating. They could be pounding on their steering wheel because they're going to the sound of the music. They could be listening to a book and they're really enthralled in this book and their mind's kind of out there, but they're not 100% focused. I've actually, on long trips, I have seen people driving and reading a book. I'm like, you've lost your mind. Anyhow, back to the task here. So why would it be beneficial to be present with your own fitness? Why do you think that is? In my eyes, the more present you are, the more productive you're going to be. And the quicker you're going to actually find that you can hit your goals. If you are distracted and not 100% involved in what you're doing, you're not going to be as proficient. And the inability of being not proficient also equals you're not hitting your goal as quick. So one ties into the other very much in a tight-knit combination, okay? My next little question here that I have for you is, how would you know if you're being fully present in your quest for fitness? Well, if you're distracted, again, you're not going to hit your goals very quickly. What initially should have taken, say, 6 months could take a year. And if you peel that back even closer or simpler, 1 pound, if you're trying to lose 1 pound within a week, that is basically 500 calories a day. 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So if you're not diligent within the 7 days, 500 each day, you're never going to hit that $3,500. Okay? So being present is what it's all about. Okay? If you are unable to focus and get the task at hand done as quickly as possible and as proficient as possible, in my eyes, you're just wasting time. You're spinning your wheels. Why do we want to do that? To me, that's wasting money in the end, because time is money, right? I know my time is valuable. I would hope yours is. So, all right, moving on. Why, next question, why do I think some are not present? That's kind of an easy one. I think if it's something that you're not 100% involved in, like you want this or you're enjoying it, you're not going to be present. It's like in school. Maybe you liked math class, but you didn't like science. Math class, you were present in. Science, you kind of screwed off in. It's the same concept. One you liked, one you didn't. So one was important to you, one was not. So what's important to us, we focus on. Our last question here. Actively, 1 to 3 things someone can do to be more present. I could probably list a lot more than 3, but what would the top 3 be? Let's see. If somebody is having a conversation with you, don't text on your telephone. Being present is what it's all about. Having those vital listening skills. So if you're texting it on your phone and I'm talking to you right now, you should probably put it down. The second one, give yourself ample time to actually accomplish something. So if you say, I'm going to do a little food prep today because that's part of my fitness goal, but yet the time that you allot is maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes, if you're proficient and you've done it several times, is just fine. But if you haven't, there's a learning curve to it. You didn't provide enough time for that learning curve. So give yourself ample time and really think about the things that you're doing while you're doing it. That's being present. The last one I would say that's most important out of the top 3 here would be find a space that if you're doing something and it's important to you, to not be distracted. So if you're doing a workout and you're at the gym and say you know everybody at the gym, 9 times out of 10, people come up. Hey, how's it going? What's going on? What are you doing today? You start chit-chatting, and then you get lost in this conversation, and you're not present for what you're there for. So dial it back in and say, hey, let's get together later. I need to get this done. Sense of urgency. Okay? So if you really want something, and you know what I mean, if you're 100% in, you jumped in, you want to get it done, you're going to be proficient because you're going to pay attention to it and you're going to be present for it. If you're not, it'll drag on. It'll be a project that you dislike. So those are my 2 cents of how to get focused, being present, and being mindful. Hope that helps. Bye.